Hey everybody, what is going on? HexLex here. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I have here playing some Math Mech games from the Duelist Cup, but that's not the main thing I'm going to be talking about today. This is going to be a little bit of a channel update video. So the games are mostly just, I guess, here for you to have something to look at while I kind of talk about some thoughts I've been having lately. Nothing major is going to change, I'll just say that up front. Don't worry, this is not like the I'm quitting video. No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I have been having some thoughts lately about just the style of videos and some possible changes I kind of want to make. I guess I've just been having the thought lately that, you know, when it comes to the current kind of upload model I'm doing, which is a lot of, like, you know, it's daily uploads, and it's like pretty much usually a deck profile every day, with the exception of the viewer special every week, and then maybe some tier lists here or there. And I don't know, as I'm recording these videos, I find myself just getting, I find it a little bit stale, I'm not gonna lie. And, you know, I can't help but think of a very prominent rule in writing, right? Or I guess this applies to any amount of creation, right? If you're getting bored in the process of creating a thing, then your audience is probably going to get bored at that point watching it, right? So yeah, I want to do a little bit more. Plus, I want to talk about more topics than just like one deck at a time, right? I want to talk more about like the meta as a whole. I want to talk about deck building and maybe go through that process on screen. I don't know, I've got a lot of ideas that I'm kicking around in my head, so yeah, I guess that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to relay here, is that I want to like kind of diversify, and I have some ideas, but of course if y'all have any suggestions, I am definitely super open to hearing those as well. And of course also I've been looking around at other content creators and seeing what they do, kind of seeing what works, maybe what doesn't. But it's even less about that for me and more about just like wanting to get more into the process of creating again. You know, it was ironically while, you know, playing these Math Mech games, I was kind of like, I had this idea, I had this like, you know, thought in my head of like, oh, I gotta, and this happens to me a lot actually, where I'm like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta get a video out for, you know, a couple days from now, so I gotta get some gameplay. But I don't really know what I want to play that I haven't played already. I guess I'll just bring Math Mech, and it's like, I found myself thinking, do I really want to be just like giving the play-by-play of more Math Mech games? And it's like, no, I kind of don't want to do that. And if I don't want to do that again, it's pretty likely that a decent amount of people probably aren't super interested in seeing that either. So, that's not to say there's going to be no more deck profiles, no more gameplay. That's honestly probably still going to be the main thing that I upload, is gameplay in general, whether it's a deck profile or for another reason, but I don't know, like I said, I'd like to do more deck building videos, maybe just building a deck from scratch, like on camera. Again, thoughts about the meta, thoughts about certain topics. Okay, here's what I really want to do. I really want to get more into, like, I want to do more like hand trap guides and stuff like that, basically. The thing about that style of content is that it requires a lot of editing. And I've mentioned this here and there in some videos and, like, you know, back when I would stream and stuff. But this is not something that's full-time for me, even though I do upload every day. I do have a full-time, a literal 9 to 5. Those are typically the hours I work. A 9 to 5 job, you know, on top of uploading to YouTube every day, and attempting to have a life and hobbies that aren't, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel or YouTube. Don't get me wrong; those are definitely two by far my favorite hobbies. A lot of the reason I upload every day is because I love making YouTube videos so much. But I do have to acknowledge at a certain point it does start to feel a bit like an obligation, which is nobody's fault but my own. Also, another thing that you're probably noticing that's different is that I don't have my my pixel sprite on screen right now. I'm probably going to start using that less and less often. I might still bust it out for certain videos or like updates. Well, I guess this is an update video, so. But if it's like, you know, if there's no content on screen other than just me talking, I might bring it back, but I don't know, it made a lot more sense to have the Hex sprite on screen when I was streaming. And the model was a little more important for that, I think, than it is for YouTube. But it's not even that, like, I think it's too distracting or anything. I actually kind of find the opposite problem. You know, there were a couple of videos, this was a couple of weeks ago, there were a couple of videos where I realized that I forgot to turn on the model. Like, the model, my sprite model was on the screen, but I forgot to, like, turn it on so that it responds when I speak, right? And I recorded, edited, you know, rendered, uploaded the video, didn't even notice till it had already been live for like a day or two. And I also noticed that nobody was commenting on it because I don't think anybody noticed, which means that I don't think myself or a lot of people are particularly paying a lot of attention to that part of the screen. So, yeah, I think the necessity that I felt to have that model was more on a Twitch end than a YouTube end. I think on YouTube you can kind of get away with just like talking over a video a little bit more. I guess another thing I've been thinking about lately too is a lot of the reason that I don't do more just like discussion type videos, which is kind of something I want to work more into, is that I feel like a lot of the time I'm like, okay, what's the visual stimuli here, right? Like, what are we looking at? Because like I could, like, listen, I could just talk and talk and talk about the meta and like side deck theory, or not side deck, hand trap is what I meant to say theory. I guess side deck theory if we're talking about best of 3 tournaments for the Master Duel format. I could talk about that at length, but, you know, it doesn't really behoove the YouTube video format if I just do that over like a black screen, right? I've seen some content creators who will just kind of like throw associated JPEGs up, or like PNGs or whatever, just images, but I mean, that style of editing is a lot more work than I think a lot of people realize. So I guess what I'm getting at with that, as well as also thinking about doing videos like hand trap guides, which are a lot more like heavily edited, is that a lot of the reason I don't do that more often is because I upload every day, and I feel like, okay, I gotta get the video, I gotta get, you know, tomorrow and the day after that's videos out today. And it doesn't really leave me time to edit, and then, you know, even in that downtime when I don't have to necessarily upload that or record that day, I'm still having to play games for, you know, upcoming days, and it's just like a whole... I just feel like if I took maybe a little bit more time, I'd be able to produce that kind of video a little bit more often. So I'm currently playing around with this idea in my head to maybe not upload every single day, and maybe shoot for like every other day, or like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week. I want to upload very regularly. That's not something that's ever really been like an obligation that I felt because of viewers or for like monetary reasons. It really is because I love making YouTube videos. I do. I have a ton of old, just like random Let's Play videos from like over 5 years ago at this point. That's actually how this channel got started. I just uploaded YouTube videos of myself playing video games because I like doing it. It's fun to me. So I don't want to be like a once a week uploader. Like, I even say once every other day, and that feels like not enough. But I think in practice that would be a little bit more practical. Again, especially for making stuff like the hand trap guide, and all that fun stuff. I guess another thing I'm wondering too, and this is like, we're halfway into the video now, so I think people who are like still watching at this point are like, I imagine you're a regular viewer of the channel. I guess I'm curious how important a schedule is to you, because I kind of would like to upload maybe 4 times a week and not necessarily have it be on specific days. I think having a schedule is part of that stress that comes from feeling the need to you know, churn out videos as opposed to like making what I want to and what I feel is like quality content. I would definitely get that with streaming. Having a streaming schedule I found to be very stressful, because it meant that, you know, if I wasn't super feeling it on a particular day, too bad, I got to stream today. And if I was super feeling it on a different day, too bad, I'm probably doing something else, like working on YouTube stuff, because... Oh, yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too, that I get comments about every now and then is, like, streaming. Do you want to go back to streaming? How do you feel about streaming? I really like the, like, hangout aspect of streaming, which I think is, of course, just the appeal of it. The idea of streaming on both ends, right? For both the streamer and the person, the viewers as well, right? The idea of it feeling like a hangout. But I think for me, just cutting too much into an already very busy schedule. Again, working a 9 to 5 and also trying to upload every single day and also stream for like at least 3 hours for 3 to 4 times a week was way too much. And when it comes to what I'm willing and able to give up, first and foremost among my priorities, streaming is gonna be, you know, first and foremost there. Now, if I were able to quit my 9 to 5 and stream for 40 hours a week instead, I would be super down for that. But unfortunately, that's not a very easy transition to cleanly make, right? And I think a lot of people understand and appreciate the fact that, you know, quitting a stable job to go into content creation full-time is a risk in of itself if it is even feasible for you to be able to do it, right? And I've kind of felt like I've been on the cusp of that for some time, but anyway. So anything else that I wanted to talk about? I still got like maybe 4.5 minutes here. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I was saying before, you know, this is not the result of me feeling like pressured from you all, so I hope you're not watching this and feeling like that's the case, because it certainly isn't. You know, it's like I said, it's a rule of writing. If you're bored writing whatever you're working on, then whoever is going to read it is also probably going to be bored. So I feel like if I'm, you know, sitting here feeling obligated to churn out gameplay videos and not super enjoying the process, I feel like maybe not as many people are going to enjoy the result, you know? I guess as far as like the focus of the channel, I do want to keep it like still focused on competitive play, I guess, first and foremost. You know, when I say I want to do different kinds of content, I'm not going to suddenly be doing my own prog series or like, you know, a bunch of like alt format stuff. I mean, I'm not opposed to maybe trying some alt format stuff, but yeah, I don't know. The idea of like starting a progression challenge out of nowhere just doesn't really super appeal to me. I like playing Master Duel competitively. I always have. It's fun. I enjoy hopping from deck to deck and, you know, getting a feel for the meta and all the different stuff in it, and always have. So I think that's going to continue to be the focus of the channel. But like I said, I want to diversify the kind of competitive focused content that is getting put out there. Let's see. I really feel like there's something else I wanted to say that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. Maybe not. Maybe I did say everything already. Talked about maybe not doing daily uploads. Talked about different styles of content. Again, if y'all have any suggestions, super open to that. But I think it's gonna be mostly more just like theory. I want to get more into theory and discussion. Okay, I guess this is the other topic I wanted to get into here. You know, one of the things that I've felt that Yu-Gi-Oh's lacked for quite some time is like a good place for solid discussion, and I feel like I've always strived to kind of create that space in the Discord server and ideally here on the YouTube channel as well. But I also realize that like when I'm just doing gameplay videos and like play-by-play commentary and that's all the videos that I'm uploading, there's not as much room for discussion of ideas there. So, and when I say discussion, I don't mean like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter stuff. I'm talking about like discussion of the game played competitively, etc., etc. I'm done. I think I'm done covering Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter stuff. Probably for good. I have to imagine. So anyway, thank you all. You know, I say this quite a bit at the end of my videos, but especially for this one, if you are watching this entire thing, you really are a special kind of viewer. And I'm not just saying that because it really is like not common for somebody to watch the whole thing, and I just appreciate the fact that I guess you appreciate the work to the point that you want to see and watch and listen to it all. So really thank you, and especially I think if you're watching to the end of this video, you're also, I guess, decently invested in the channel, and that is just a huge honor to me that you would choose to spend your time listening to me talk about card games. It is really, really nice to think about. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap this one up here. I'm coming up to, this is all post commentate, as you could probably tell. So coming up on the end of the video here, but thanks again for watching. Super appreciate it. Don't worry, not too much is going to change, except for you might not see uploads on certain days, but even then it's going to be towards making better content overall. So thanks everyone, and we're just going to go ahead and move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's again free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up, and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.